Namaste everybody and happy Ganesha Chaturthi to all. Swamiji already finished 2 classes on Gayatri Mantra and Pradasmarana in our Saturday online classes. Today Swamiji is going to take Nirvana Shatkam. Nirvana Shatkam is composed by Sri Shankara Bhagavad Pada. It contains 6 shlokas and the shlokas are all for Mananam. And I'm sure that we will learn how to do Mananam and Swamiji will guide us. And I request Mrs. Aruna Anand to chant Nirvana Shatkam. Namaste.
Namaste. मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कार एतानि न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्द रूपः शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्च वायुः न वा सप्तधातुः न वा पञ्चकोशः न वाक् पाणि पादौ न चोपस्थ पायु चिदानन्द रूपः शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् न मे द्वेषरागौ न मे लोभमोहौ मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्य भावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्द रूपः शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञाः अहं भोजनं नैव भोजं न भोक्ता चिदानन्द रूपः शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् न मृत्युर्न शङ्का न मे जाति भेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्मः न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यं चिदानन्द रूपः शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकार रूपो विभू वाचस्तत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणाम् न चासङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न बन्धः चिदानन्द रूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्द रूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्.
Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. In this series of satsangas, we have already completed Pratasmarana Stotram and Gayatri Mantra. Today we are starting Nirvana Shatkam. As the very name indicates, this is a Shatkam. Shatkam means that which is consisted of Shad. Shad is 6. So where there are 6, that is Shatkam. It may be 6 people, 6 materials, whatever be it. 6 countries together, whatever be the object or thing, when 6 things come together, it is called Shatkam. Here, this is a stotra, or this is a text of Vedanta having 6 shlokas. So because of 6 shlokas, the name is Shatkam. And what is the subject matter? What is being discussed here? That is Nirvana. Nirvana. The Shabda Nirvana comes from the root Va Gatau. When it is prefixed with the Upasarga Niru and suffixed with ta, ta pratyaya. So nir plus va plus kta, it will become nirvana. It would mean going forever, or disappearing fully, that is without a taint, being remain, or it may mean liberation, attaining moksha. And in common language, the shabda nirvana is used in connection with uh, with lamps. That is, when the oil is exhausted, the lamp, it slowly, the light becomes lesser and lesser, and the flames of that lamp lesser and lesser. And finally, it will meet a slow end. Now there is no flame. Such natural ending, it is called nirvana. And in the Vedanta text, the Shabda Nirvana is used to mean the ultimate emancipation, that is liberation from the clutches of all samsara. That is moksha. So the meaning of nirvana in the Vedantic sense is moksha. This is a term which is widely misunderstood or misconceived, because this term nirvana is much used by Buddhist philosophers. So many scholars of, especially those who came from the West, and the modern scholars, they consider it as a terminology of Buddha religion or Buddhist religion. It is a misconception. And after that misconception, wherever the term comes, they will start saying this is post-Buddhist text. So there is no meaning at all in that. There is no meaning. It is nothing but absurd. But see, the present day problem is, what we are seeing here is more than traditional acharyas who came, or who came as a product of our eternal tradition. More than them, in the society, those who are teaching Vedanta are academicians in colleges, in universities, and all. Academicians are teaching, and they are mainly following what the other established academicians are teaching. They are simply following their writings. So what is happening is, in the place of traditional wisdom, pure academic knowledge, it is governing, it is ruling. And therefore, not only in Vedanta, but in almost all darshanas and things connected with our shastras, the common view the general public is getting is somewhat distorted or somewhat westernized. So wherever this term comes, nirvana, they will together pounce and declare either this is a Buddhistic text or it is a text which was written after Buddha. And so this term nirvana they have given with all rights to Buddhist philosophers. It is utter nonsense. It is utter nonsense. Because this comes in the Paniniya itself. The root dha, why is there in the Paniniya dhatu patha? And it is a pure Samskrita shabda, not a Pali shabda. And even if it is a Pali shabda, even if they are taking it, they are using it, there is no problem in that. It is a pure Samskrita shabda. And after all, Bhagavan Buddha and the philosophy which we call Buddhistic are nothing but the product of our own tradition. It's a product of Bharata. It is not something came from outside with ulterior motives. Even though they are not relying on Veda, it is not against Veda. The philosophy of Buddha or the practice of Buddhist religion, it criticized the bad practices of Purohitas. It is not against Veda or Vedanta. And if we are ready to undertake a deeper study, we can find out that Buddha started a cleansing process in the Vedic legacy. He came to clean, remove some dirts. He didn't establish anything new. Relying on the very basic teachings of Vedanta, Sri Buddha started a cleansing process. But in course of time, Buddhist philosophy, that is after the time of Buddha, it was considered as Avaidika or even anti-Vedic. That is true. Up to an extent, it is true. But Sri Buddha, he never was anti-Veda. He was anti-Vedic in the sense he came to clean some mispractices or some misconceptions. And he came to remove the dirt spread over Vedic literature and practices. So it is a part of Sanatana Dharma. We are not being Buddhas as somebody alien or against Sanatana Dharma. No, we cannot see that. We have to accept them also, both Buddha and Jaina, as part of Sanatana Dharma. So there is no meaning in saying post-Buddhist and so on. Vaishnava, Shaiva, Shakteya, Ganapatya, Saura, Skanda. In the same way, Bauddhas, Jainas, and of course, that religion developed in the later periods, Sikh. All these are part and parcel of Sanatana Dharma. This is the attitude we must have with it. So there is no meaning in saying post-Buddhist and all. Even Buddha and Buddhistic philosophers, they relied upon Veda. They took Vedic terminology, and there were many great Buddhist scholars who wrote commentaries on Vyakarana Shastra, and they explained Vaidika Vyakarana. So there is no meaning in saying such words are Buddhist words and such words are Hindu words. There is no meaning in that. In the same way, there is another Shabda like Nirvana, and that is Sharanam. Wherever Sharanam comes, the so-called modern scholars, they will cry. This is a Buddhist sound. No, that also is a Vedic Shabda, and even used in Veda. It's a part of Vedic mantras, and in Vedic literature, Vedic Samskrita and Laukika Samskrita, classical Samskrita, we can see the usage of the Shabda Sharana. Even in mantras, it is used. But without considering all these aspects, simply attributing they are Buddhistic Shabdas it is meaningless. In a way, it is purely absurd. So realize this is a Shabda. The meaning is moksha, and it is used in even in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata, and Mahabharata was written 5,000 years back. That is 2,500 years before Buddha. In the Bhagavad Gita, we can see this Nirvana Shabda, where Brahma Nirvana Mricchati. Brahma Nirvana Mricchati. So Nirvana means moksha. So this is a text consisting of 6 shlokas, and the subject matter is moksha. And this is considered as a Shankara Kriti, that is written by Bhagavan Bhashyakara Shankaracharya. We do not know who wrote it, because there were so many Shankaracharyas. Even now there are 4 Shankaracharyas. So right from Bhagavan Bhashyakara, you count the number of Shankaracharyas, and it may come around 70 or in between 70 and 80. That much Shankaracharyas were there. Then you multiply with the 4 in each matha. So from the time of Bhagavan Bhashyakara, around 300 Shankaracharyas were there. All of them were scholars, great scholars. Who have gone to the very base of Veda, and who realized all the aspects of Veda. All were great scholars. So we cannot say which Shankaracharya wrote which prakarana or which grantha. We are not sure. But still, the bhashyas written for the 10 Upanishads, bhashyas of Bhagavad Gita, and bhashyas for Brahma Sutra, that is the Prasthana Traya. Without any doubt, we are considering as being written by Bhagavan Bhashyakara, Adi Shankaracharya. And along with those bhashyas, Bhagavan Bhashyakara wrote many prakaranas. Many prakaranas. And of course, a vast treasure of Stotra Sahitya also is there, written by Bhashyakara. So bhashyas, that comes first. Then many prakaranas like Upadesha Sahasri, Viveka Chudamani, Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Sara Sangraham, so many. Aparyokshanubhuti. Of course, there may be many interpolations. There are chance for that. But still the basic text are considered as written by Bhagavan Bhashyakara. And along with that, there are many stotras. And all these stotras, they may be praising Bhagavan Vishnu, or Bhagavan Shiva, or Bhagavati, or Ganesha, or Subramanya. But they will take the sadhaka to the highest vision of non-dualism. They may start from Vishnu, they may start from Shiva, they may start from Devi, but they will definitely take a sadhaka to the highest spot of our Vedanta Darshana, where the differentiation of the inquirer and inquired, it vanishes. To that sublime height, all the stotras of Bhagavan Bhashyakara will take us. So there are some text like this Nirvana Shatkam, like Swarupānusandhānashtakam, like Maya Panchakam. So many are there. When we approach them, we will not be sure in which category we will include them. Whether they are prakaranas or whether they are stotras. We cannot say for sure in which category they will come. When we look from one angle, they are prakaranas. And from another angle, they are stotras. Take the case of the most famous Bhaja Govinda. When we look from one angle, it is prakarana. And at the same time, it is a stotra. So here also, this Nirvana Shatkam also, it is both a prakarana and it is a stotra. Why it is a stotra? Stotra is tuyate anena iti stotra. Wherein somebody or something is praised, it is a stotra. That is the lakshana of a stotra. Something or somebody is praised. Where that praising is there, it is a stotra. So here, repeatedly, the self is praised. Atma is praised. Shivanand, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. So repeated praising of the Atma is there, and so it is a stotra. And at the same time, it is showing how the process of negation, that is neti prakriya. Atad vyavruti prakriya. Atad vyavruti prakriya is coming back after negating, not this, not this, not this. That is that prakriya. How it is being performed. Repeatedly, in this Nirvana Shatka, it is showed. It is shown. So it is a prakarana. Because it's a part of Shastra. Prakarana is a part of Shastra. Shastra eka desha sambandham. That is a prakarana. It's a part of Shastra, and so it is a prakarana. And at the same time, it is a stotra. So we cannot categorize it into this is a stotra, it is not a prakarana. No, we cannot do that. So we can include this in both a prakarana and we can take it as a stotra. And it is traditionally it is being counted as written by Bhagavan Bhashyakara. So it is included in the Shankara literature. Shankara literature is a huge treasure. The Bhashya of Prasthanatraya, and along with that Bhashyas of Vishnu Sahasranama, Sanasujadiya, and Shvetashvatara Upanishad, and Mandala Brahmana Upanishad. All these are considered as Shankara Kritis. We are not sure which Shankaracharya wrote them, but they are Shankara Kritis. And of course, there are many, many prakaranas and stotras. And there are some Tantra Granthas which are attributed to Bhagavan Bhashyakara. And among Stotra Sahitya itself, such texts are there, like Saundarya Lahari and Shivananda Lahari, which are attributed to Bhagavan Bhashyakara. But there are a lot of ambiguity remaining in them. Who wrote them? The discussions and are going on. So here we are discussing this Nirvana Shatkam. Nirvana Shatkam is 6 stanzas, 6 shlokas on Nirvana. And Nirvana is moksha, or Nirvana is the absolute cessation of samsara. It is the ultimate cessation of samsara. That is the meaning that naturally comes from the root va gatau. Absolute cessation. It goes forever. What goes forever? The samsara and the very cause of samsara. What is the cause of samsara? It is ignorance. It is avidya. So the fullest removal or cessation of ignorance, that is nirvana. And on that, 6 slokas are written, and we are trying to study them. And here there is not much scope for explanations, because basically this is not a text of Upadesha for Shravana. This is not a text for Shravana. This is a text for Manana. There is no use in Shravana. One who had gone through Shravana and the one who knows about a qualities of body, mind, intellect complex, and the world around, and who knows for certain that I am distinct from all these, both the world and the body, mind, intellect complex, who knows that, he is doing manana. And that knowledge comes from Sravana. So this repeated negation of all these adjuncts, this is not me, this is not me, this is not me, it is a part of manana. It never can be a part of Sravana. So this is a text of manana. And therefore, there is no much scope for explanations. Simply it is negating, this is not me, this is not me. And my real nature is Chidananda Rupaha, Shivaha. That is my real nature. So this repetition, repeated manana, is being performed here. So more than giving a commentary or hearing something like a commentary, what we have to do is realize the real meanings of each and every word used here. And after realizing the real meaning of those words used in this Nirvana Shatka, go deep within and we can negate this is not me. So what type of superimpositions or what much superimposition we have done, or the burden of superimposition we did in many lives, this life and our previous lives. All those loads we can slowly remove and unloading. So this is a process of unloading. This is a process of unlearning. When we were little kids, our mother or grandmother or our sister, whoever they be, they used to make up our body with some talcum powder, some cream, this, that, and with the combs. They combed our hair. They gave us different dress materials. And always they made us to think, this is me. This is me. So you are pretty looking, you are beautiful, you are cute. With so many such words, they try to teach us, I am the body. But even a small kid knows, I am not the body, this is my body. But still, a process of learning was there, and that process was to impart this misconception, this ignorance. I am the body. In the same way, all the transactions through which we passed through in our young age, through them, a sort of thinking came within us that I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect, I am the senses. And so this was the learning we did. So now here, in this Nirvana Shatka, what we are repeatedly doing is a sort of unlearning. It is unlearning. Or it is a process of unloading all burden, we have loaded so far. That is the process. Neti neti. This is not me. This is not me. So repetition of that, it is the topic here. So when that negation is done, what remains? That which cannot be negated. That will remain. So when we do this negation, the process of negation, one after another, what will remain is that which cannot be negated. And what is that? That is me, the very I who negated everything else. Who negated this body, this mind, this intellect, the senses, and things connected with that. So whatever superimpositions are there, and who did that? I myself. I myself. So now I am negating them all. And after such negations, there will be the me or the I, which cannot be negated because I negated everything else. How? Realizing this is not me. So the body, mind, intellect complex and things connected with them, men and things related with that, everything I negated. And finally, that which cannot be negated, that remains. That is the real me. To catch that, to be in that, to realize that, to be one with that, all the process of negation is advocated. And there is a Shruti in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, we can see there is There is no such a pramana higher than neti neti. Neti neti ityetasmad na paraha asti. There is no a higher way or a higher pramana than neti neti. This is the highest way or the highest mode of realizing the self. That is the process of negation. And this Nirvana Shatka is full of that. So through negation, we are reaching to the real self, and that real self is praised. So the process of negation is a part of prakarana, and repeated praising of Atma is a part of stotra. And so, therefore, this Nirvana Shatka is both a prakarana and a stotra. So, this is about Nirvana Shatka, and there are 6 shlokas. We can enter into the discussion of those shlokas one by one. And the first shloka is Manobuddhi Ahangara Chittani Naham Nacha Shrotra Jihve Nacha Grana Netre Nacha Vyoma Bhumirna Tejo Navayuhu Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Here, what is reinforced here is Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. Aham Shivaha Aham Shivaha. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. And who is Shiva? Chidananda Rupaha. Shiva is of the nature of Chidananda. Chidanandatvam is the nature of Shiva. And I am that Shiva. My real nature is Chidananda. So this realization, it is reinforced here. In 2 ways we can take this. One, it is the expression of inner experience or inner realization of a Vijnani, of a man of realization. So expression of experience. Even though experience cannot be expressed in words, still we can take in that sense. So a realized soul, realized Vijnani is trying to express his own experience. Or it can be the manana of a seeker. That is, after doing Shravana and after having a clear picture of what is Atma and Anatma, the sadhaka is doing manana. That is, he is ruminating what he have heard. And this can be such a manana prakara. These are the contemplations of a seeker. So in these 2 ways, we can take this. One, as the expression of experience by a man of realization. 1. 2, as a contemplation of a real seeker. So in both these ways, we can study this Nirvana Shatkam. I think we can enter into the text in our next session. So now, whatever you want to ask, without any hesitation, you can ask. If I know the reply, I will reply.
The first question is from Dr. Kamalaji. Please unmute and ask.
There are no any pending questions from before?
From last class, I don't remember exactly, but if anyone is there in the queue, please let me know. We can ask question to Swamiji.
Then I will ask my question. Namaste, Swamiji. The question
Namaste,
is,
namaste.
Swamiji, explain that, when the children are dressed up, actually when we praise them or encourage them and cheer up, they are actually boosting their ahankara or the body consciousness. So what attitude a parent should take and how we have to do that? See, how do we put the seed of this?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
See, a parent, while parenting, must do what he is doing now. There is nothing wrong in that. Because in the world, we have to motivate our children. We have to bring out the whole potential they have within. They must have success in this world, in all aspects or in all respects. So there is nothing wrong in caring our children and doing all things as we are doing now. There's nothing wrong in that. Never should we say to our children, you are not this body, you are not the mind, you are not intellect, you are the Atma. No. We cannot say. We are not supposed to say that. So, as a nature, what a mother is doing, let her do that. See, this world is a place of learning. The experiences we are having here are the greatest teachers. So in course of time, the world will teach us. The experiences we are having here will ignite the inner thirst for knowledge. And then slowly that faculty of discrimination, it will come out and it will work. It's a natural process. So the ways of the world, let it follow. There is nothing wrong in that. But make it a point, never hurt the inner feeling of our children, never demoralize them, never show always negativities. And at the same time, we are not supposed to speak like this. You are the Atma, you are not the body, you are not the mind. No. So what we are here discussing Vedanta. And many are hearing. Many more will hear when this is uploaded in the YouTube and Facebook and all. Many more will hear. So we are studying Vedanta, we are interested in Vedanta. But when we were small children, our mother, our father, how they behaved with us, quite normally. Mother didn't teach me, you are the Atma, you are not the body, you are the Paramatma, Tattvamasi. No. But quite naturally, we came to an awareness that this is not the ultimate, and we have to know that or realize that. And that is how we started a quest. So that is the natural path, and that is to be followed. That is the normal way. That is the normal way. So while elaborating on Vedantic text, or while giving commentaries to Vedantic text, in the middle, for the sake of easy learning, or just to make a joke, we will say all sort of this and that. It must not be taken as pramana. It must not be taken as pramana. Last day, I was talking with a youngster, and he said, I want to marry, Swami. Yes, you must marry. So after marriage, how you will look after your wife? I asked. Then he said, I will look after her like the gold. Ponnu pola nokku, in Malayalam. Then I said, oh, so you will take her to somebody who will give you money, like gold is a thing to be pawned. No, that is not the sense I meant. So there are different views, and all our words are not pramanas. That is the answer. Namaste.
The next question is from Sri Arunji. Please unmute and ask.
Namaste ji. Namaste Swamiji. I have a question. Today we discussed, and before also, the negation theory is considered as the highest pramana. So my doubt is that typically for any inquiry, psychologically, we satisfy always exactly when we know this is what it is, instead of saying it is not, so that then we get a completeness feeling exactly when we know what it is. So why we are saying it is a highest pramana? Is it because that we cannot explain that complete purnatvam here? Is it because there is no other way to do as a highest pramana, or it is really is considered as a highest pramana?
See, actually the tradition of Vedanta, Sampradaya is Adhyaropa and Apavada. Both ways are there. Adhyaropa apavadabhyam nishprapancham prapanchyate. That is, the meaning is what is above the universal phenomena. It is being explained through two ways. One is Adhyaropa and the other is Apavada. Adhyaropa is this is Sat, this is Chit, this is Ananda. What I am seeing here is the very embodiment of the ultimate reality. What I am seeing here is nothing but the form of Ishvara. So everything I am seeing around me is or are the manifestations of the Supreme Truth. That is the way of Adhyaropa. And Apavada is, this is not that, this is not that. This is not the Atman. What I am seeing is only objects having form, and that which is with form will definitely have an end. And so it is not Nitya, it is not eternal, and so it is not Atma. So it is the process of negation. It is Apavada. So Adhyaropa and Apavada both are there in the way of Vedantic analysis. That is the tradition. That is the tradition. It is the sampradaya. And when the Shruti takes the way of Adhyaropa, Shruti will praise that. And when the Shruti takes the way of Apavada, Shruti will praise it. Both these ways are being praised by the Shruti herself. So that is why, while considering the way of Apavada, Shruti is saying, this is the highest pramana, this is the highest way of reaching the Atman. That is the first answer. The second answer is, see, in the physical world, to recognize something, the best way is to say, this is a something. This is a pen, this is a paper, this is a book. So that is the positive way. Not saying this is not something, this is not that, this is not that. That is not the way in the physical world. So taking an object positively is the way in the physical world, because the objects we are considering there have a name and form. So for those with name, form and qualities, we can say this is. So to distinguish one man from the other, both having name, form, quality, qualifications, this, that, we can say this is that man. This is Krishna, this is not Rama. And this is Rama, this is not Krishna. In the same way, things of the world. But when we come to Atma, which is Ashabdam, Asparsham, Arupam, Avyayam, Arasam, and which is above the realm of qualities, names, form, that vacha anabhyutitam, that which cannot be explained through words, that which cannot be heard of, that which cannot be touched, that which we cannot smell. So that we cannot say this is Atma. No. So there is only one way, and that way is negating those objects of the world with name and form, with qualities. And through such negation, through such process of negation, what will remain? The me or the I who negated everything. And I am without any quality. I am without any form. I am without any name. and I cannot express myself in words or through words. So that remains. Even though I cannot explain through words, I am fully satisfied with it. Because when I negated everything else, I am here as what I am. And there is no doubt. This is the realization. So because the self is above all names and forms and qualities, that is why the process of negation is extolled in Shruti. That is the answer. Namaste.
Next question is from Srihari Coffee Ji. Please unmute and ask.
Hariom Swaminji.
Namaste, namaste.
How are you, Swaminji? It's been a long time.
Fine, fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Swamiji, I have this question that I want to ask. If the Jiva Atma attains Mahasamadhi, does he have influence on the activities that is going on the physical world or not?
See, it all depends on the sankalpa or inner. We can take it as inner conviction of that Mahatma. Because one who enters Mahasamadhi, he's a man of knowledge, or he is a siddha or fulfilled one. Siddha is a fulfilled one. So in two ways we can take either him as a man of realization, or having special abilities, yogic siddhis, fulfillments. So even before his samadhi, he was established in himself. He was established in himself. He was above all worldly cravings. Even though he behaved outwardly as a man having all physical needs, that is just for fulfilling his outer activities. Inwardly, he was full. Inwardly, he was full. He was above all cravings. He lived in this world. He was in this world. And he taught his disciples. And while doing all these things, he was established in himself, within. All these were outer plays. So, what conviction he had within, we do not know that. We do not know. That powerful conviction, that will work. That will work even after his Mahasamadhi. So even after shedding the physical coil, physical body, that thoughts of that waves of that thought waves of a great man, either having control over the mind or having transcended the mind. That is the greatness of that man. He may be either fully controlled his own mind-intellect complex, or he has transcended the mind-intellect complex. In both ways, he is having that much power within. There is no doubt in that. Even after his Mahasamadhi, that is Videha Mukti, his thoughts, his conviction, his sankalpa, that will work. That will work. How long, we cannot say. He only knows that. He only knows that. But there is no doubt in the fact that his thoughts, his conviction, it will work. And even after Mahasamadhi, it will work. There is no doubt in that. Namaste.
Any other questions? I don't see anyone in the queue.
So it is good.
Swamiji can end the session early. 10 minutes early. Yeah.
So I think now we can conclude, no?
Swamiji, questions are in there, lots.
Lot.
Yeah.
Then 10 more minutes are there. You can ask.
Whether this nirvana and samadhi is there, can we connect, or is there any connection when we talk about?
See, Samadhi is the highest state of existence. Samadhi is residing in oneself, staying in oneself. That is Samadhi. That is transcending all sorts of superimpositions. Getting away or getting outside of the world we ourselves have created. And being with one's own self, or being within one's own self, that is Samadhi. Now our mind and intellect, they are not making any waves and moving here and there. And through deep dhyana or doubtless knowledge or realization, when we have transcended the physical plane and established within, that is Samadhi. So one who is in the Samadhi is a Mukta. So moksha and Samadhi are one and the same. When we are taking the meaning of Samadhi in this sense, in the highest sense. And at the same time, the word Samadhi is being used in many senses. For example, in Yoga Shastra, the Shabda Samadhi is used in some other sense, like highest stage of concentration when our mind is not wandering here and there in the form of vrittis, and when all the vrittis are ended, that is also called samadhi. But it never means he is established in himself. Even without that real realization, they call it as samadhi. For example, in the case of sampraknyata samadhi, it is a higher stage of concentration, it is a higher stage of dhyana meditation. But that stage cannot be considered as the absolute stage. So, what I'm saying is, the word samadhi is used in different levels. So, when we are taking in the highest level, that is the nirvikalpa or the nirbija level, it is moksha. It is moksha. There is no doubt in that. And in the common world, the term samadhi is used to denote. For example, when a sannyasi is expired, then the world will say he entered samadhi. After all, it is a death. It is the demise of the physical body. Whether it is a samadhi or not, he only knows. Nobody else can know. He only knows. If he was established in himself, and it was only a shedding of the physical or a mortal coil, then it is samadhi. There is no doubt in that. But if the cravings for worldly things were there within, likes and dislikes were there, if his mind was wandering here and there, even after accepting sannyasa and living in the world as a sannyasi, so simply calling it a samadhi won't make it a samadhi. It won't make it samadhi. So mere usage of the word, it won't make samadhi. If it was really a samadhi, it is moksha. And that samadhi happens in the waking state, not in the dream, not in the sushupti. In the waking state, all our sadhanas we are doing in our waking state, Jagrat. And in this Jagrat itself, we are overcoming all our body, mind, intellect complex. We are transcending them all, and we are realizing our real nature, and being established in that. That is samadhi. That is samadhi. That is not dying. That is happening here while living, while in the world, and it is going above the world. So, in this sense, if we take the real meaning of samadhi, it is moksha. The other things are just words.
Sahaja Samadhi is the same as Nirvana.
Yes, Sahaja Samadhi is the man of knowledge. He is always established in himself. He may be doing many things outwardly. He may be teaching. He may be chanting. He may be doing some work. Some physical works also he may be doing. But if he is residing in himself, within, he is in the state of Sahaja Samadhi. So he is a Mukta Purusha. There is no doubt in that.
Duality there.
So time
I think now we can
end with Shanti Mantra.
Yeah. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.